I have seen very few people praise Velma because it's upset basically everyone, from hardcore Scooby-Doo fans to people who were even willing to see a reimagining of the crew we love. But even though it's only been out for a few weeks, it's very quickly became IMDb's worst-rated animated series ever, and things are only heating up because, of course, specific media outlets are trying their very best to defend it, saying we don't like it because we're just closed-minded and not giving it a chance. I have a bunch of things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted, and of course if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube membership. So I wanted to start with this Wired article. It says, "Why Velma is the internet's new punching bag." The show's got cred and lots of viewers, yet it's still in the social media crosshairs. Blame the character's legacy, and I think there are a lot of different things to blame, but not really the character's legacy. We can blame the poor writers that they chose for this project. We can blame the actors who do not sound anything like the characters that they are supposed to be playing. We can choose basically anybody behind this project and find some way to blame them, but we can't really blame the characters themselves because, of course, they're fictional. They were just created by people. It says, HBO Max's latest entry into the Scooby-Doo canon, Velma has the kind of pedigree that usually signals hit. Executive produced by veteran TV author Mindy Kaling, who also voices the animated series title character. It's a show about one of pop culture's most beloved nerds. Like Riverdale before it, Velma also takes a kids' entertainment staple and gives it a new, winkly adult twist, yet with all of that going for it, the show has still become the internet's new favorite punching bag, and they already bring up one of the major reasons why this show is a failure, and that is because of Mindy Kaling. This is a Mindy Kaling self-insert, and it's like all of these articles that are being released by the journalists who want to defend this will not accept the fact that, yeah, you have this, 45-year-old woman voicing this 17-year-old character thinking that she's hilarious and she actually gets jokes that younger individuals want to hear, when that is not the case. She is completely out of touch with what comedy is to the younger audiences that they are trying to make this show appeal to. This is one of these series that they want, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and also like 35 and 36-year-olds to watch. So they do have a very broad range when it comes to the audience that they were hoping for, and the jokes do not hit with anybody. Instead of saying some of the problems with this show are the fact that, yes, the jokes do not hit with the targeted audience, the writing is bad, and people are upset with the fact that they threw out years of source material, they decide to just say that we're basically ists and phobes for not liking this series, and we are close-minded for not giving it a chance. The full truth behind this fallout, as usual, is complicated. Despite the vitriol, people are watching the show. According to HBO Max, Velma was its biggest animated series premiere ever, and this is true, but I talked about this in another video. It's really not that impressive because HBO Max only has 5 animated series originals, and a couple of them were complete failures. 2 of them most people do not even know about. One was a, satire about the Royals, which did okay. And the other is Santa Inc., which was also one of IMDb's lowest rated animated series ever when it released. It is an awful show and it was rated terribly. So, Velma doesn't even really have that much competition on HBO Max, so while this usually would sound like, this big achievement, it's really not. It says, for one, Velma has opted for colorblind casting, with its title character now being a South Asian woman. For another, this Velma is portrayed as more overtly queer, but while it might be easy to chalk up backlash against the show to the usual racism and or homophobia that tends to accompany this kind of thing, and there's still likely a bit of that in play here, what's going on with Velma runs much deeper than that. So yes, they do go into problems that they have with the show, like the fact that they're basically saying they didn't do enough in terms of diversity and inclusivity, but of course they're also saying that we are ists and phobes for not just accepting this series. They're not bringing up the fact that, you know what, people are simply upset that these are established characters and they have completely changed their backstories, the way that these characters walk, talk, and act. No, they're basically just saying you guys are being closed-minded. There was also this article released recently by Out saying Velma continues to defy the haters, gets better every episode, saying don't believe the hate. After 6 episodes, Velma is quite plainly a very good show. No, it is not. I tried to give this a chance. Even though the trailers looked awful, the teasers got absolutely ratioed, there's nothing with this show that is good. I tried to find something in this, and there was nothing. They say that episodes 5 and 6 of the controversial and much hated animated series Velma aired, showing even more evidence that the show's many haters are at best misguided and at worst maliciously misleading. This show is not good. There must be a couple of people out there who genuinely like it. Maybe this writer is one of those people. If so, good for you. I'm glad that you liked it. I don't want shows to come out and to be absolutely trash, but this show is not good. And instead of accepting the fact that it has problems, they just decide to lie and say there's nothing wrong with it. It's really good. I found no issues with it. They're just ignoring all of the problems that people actually have with this series. And of course, it is now IMDb's lowest rated animated series at this point in time, with a 1.3 out of 10 star with 57,000 user ratings, and over on Rotten Tomatoes, it is still holding pretty steadily. It is at a 6% audience score. I don't think that it's really going to move from there, but the critic score has dropped quite a bit. It is at a 42% now. So as you can see, basically everybody has problems with this show, besides of course the shills who are saying this is amazing, you guys are not giving it a chance. A lot of people did clearly try to give it a chance, whether they are just people who heard about it on social media, who, you know, wanted to form their own opinions, or hardcore lifelong Scooby-Doo fans. I love Scooby-Doo, but this is nothing like the original gang that we knew, the stories that we knew. It's really bad. It is just not worth your time if you have not watched it. I would recommend that you stay away from it. You're only going to waste a couple of hours of your life. The series is not done yet. There are still 2 more episodes to be released. As far as we know, it's going to be an 8-episode show. And there have been rumors that they are going to renew it for a season 2. They're gonna go ahead with that, or at least those were their original plans. I personally think that it is going to get canceled, judging by these awful ratings that we are seeing on things like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, paired with the fact that on social media, all of the talk has been negative and everyone has been roasting this show. But as you can see, the media is still trying their very best to shill for this show, saying that we are the problem, not the content in this series. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.